let the delegation be, are you seeing clarification on Kijabe school? Yeah, let the delegation be properly acknowledged and celebrated by the majority leader. You may proceed, majority leader.
Mr. Speaker, as punishment for interrupting a very solemn moment when students visit our institution, I'll be requesting that we move the House that Senator Boni Alwale be compelled to meet with the students and buy lunch for them, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, I join these students that have joined us this afternoon to follow proceedings here in the Senate. Welcome to the Senate of the Republic of Kenya. I hope that you have a full value for the time that you have taken. There isn't much that has happened yet, but like I always say, things always boil from 0 to 100 in the span of a second in this House. So don't be in a hurry. Enjoy the debate. Get to interact with members, those that will have the time to, and I wish you well in your studies. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next order. Yes, what is your point of clarification, Senator Kalwale?
I sit on the Senate Finance and Budget Committee, and in our last sitting, the Vice Chair, who was then chairing, advised us that during tomorrow's breakfast meeting, one of the leaders of the Republic will address the Senate. So the clarification I seek is that in that meeting I was in the minority. I would have rather that if such a thing should take place, it should be pursuant to Standing Order number 29. Mr. Speaker, if indeed it is true, why are we not pursuing Standing Order number 29? Instead, we are allowing this dignitary to sneak into this very important meeting for discussing the formula for sharing revenue.
Senator Boni, indeed, it has been indicated to me by both the majority leader and the minority leader that the Honorable Prime Minister and party leader for the Orange Democratic Movement will be coming for purposes of consulting with members of the Senate on that formula. He is not coming pursuant to the standing order that you have just invoked. He's coming in a consultative forum where we will sit to hear his thoughts, and thereafter we will also put our heads together as the House behind a closed door to deliberate and try to see if he can be able to hammer consensus on this formula. As and when he's coming to address the Senate in open plenary, then certainly that standing order will be invoked, but not for purposes of tomorrow's meeting. Senator Fernandi.
Maybe, Speaker, I needed your guidance because further interpretation of Standing Order number 29, while I appreciate we can caucus and parliamentary caucuses are allowed and consultations are allowed, the interpretation of Standing Order number 29 says there can be modification. So we really want to know the modification that your office and the clerk's office will apply, because this is a distinguished visiting dignitary. He is not the ordinary mortal, the holopolois of the street. This is one of the prime ministers of this republic, Mr. Speaker. He is one of the senior members of broad-based government, Mr. Speaker, and he has the eye and the ears of the president. So we really need on how we can prepare on how to receive him and how to engage. And it is important, Speaker, that even as we sit, what will be the agenda, because many Kenyans will really want to know, knowing that the former Prime Minister, as they say, Papa Podpek, has always been on the agenda of having money devolved to counties and also removal of NGCDF. So it is important so that as we go to consultation, the modification of Standing Order number 29. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You know, honorable senators, our standing orders can only be invoked when the Senate is officially sitting. The meeting that is going to take place tomorrow is not an official sitting of the Senate. It is a consultative forum. In fact, we had chosen some hotel somewhere in the outskirts of Nairobi to hold this meeting. But because of logistics challenges, we decided to have it within the precincts of Parliament. So it is not a sitting for purposes of our standing orders. Next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions.
Senator Boni, take your seat. Just about to report a petition. Honorable Senators, I hereby report to the Senate that a petition has been submitted through the clerk by members of the Core Civil Society Network for Human Rights concerning the inaccessibility of public buildings and offices by persons with disabilities, PWDs, in Mombasa County. As you may be aware, as you are aware, under Article 119(1) of the Constitution, and I quote, every person has a right to petition Parliament to consider any matter within its authority, including enacting, amending, or repealing any legislation. Honorable Senators, the silent issues raised in the petition are as follows. 1, there are a majority of public buildings in Mombasa County, including Bima Towers, the Betting and Control Building, the Office of the Deputy Commissioner of Movita, the Mombasa County Assembly, Uhuru Nakazi, the Mombasa Law Courts, and the National Environment and Management Authority are inaccessible to persons with disabilities, PWDs. That the Betting and Control Building, which houses several county government offices and departments, has been inaccessible to PWDs for at least 5 years. That the Uhuru Nakazi Building, which accommodates major government offices, including the National Council for Persons with Disabilities, often has lifts that are out of service. That despite numerous reservations, the Mombasa County Assembly has not complied with the accessibility requirements, and its gallery remains inaccessible to PWDs. That the officers of the Deputy Commissioner from Vita at Treasury Square lack access, provisions, and lifts for PWDs. Additionally, the building housing the Mombasa Law Courts also lacks lifts, with most courtrooms located on the first floor. That the petitioners have made several attempts to resolve the concerns presented in the petition with the Department of Lands, Housing and Urban Planning, the National Councils for Persons with Disability, the Mombasa County Commissioner, the Governor of Mombasa County, the Speaker of the County Assembly of Mombasa, and the National Gender and Equality Commission, all of which have yielded unsuccessful results. Consequently, the petitioner prays that the Senate intervenes by doing the following. 1, instituting an inquiry into the status of accessibility of all buildings in Mombasa County to persons with disabilities in accordance with the Constitution and all other relevant regulations and standards. And 2, making recommendations to relevant government agencies to ensure that all buildings in Mombasa County are accessible to PWDs. Now, Honorable Senators, pursuant to Standing Order 2381, the petition is hereby committed to the Committee on Labor and Social Welfare for consideration. And in terms of Standing Order 2382, the committee is required, in not more than 60 calendar days from the time of reading the prayer, which is today, to table its report to the Senate for consideration. I thank you. Next order.
Order number 5, papers. Order number 6, notices of motion.
Senator Joe Newton. Senator Newton.
Mr. Speaker, I had requested to comment on that petition. I don't know whether it's allowable.
Senator Newton, I called you so that you give notice.
Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a notice on a motion on implementation of an automated and decentralized certificate of good conduct system in Kenya. I beg to give notice of the following motion, Mr. Speaker, that aware a certificate of good conduct is a major requirement for Kenyan citizens in accessing employment, business opportunities, and in some instances, financial engagements with the financial institutions in Kenya, with a certificate having a validity period of 1 year. Concerned that many Kenyans are compelled to travel long distances to access this service, both for the initial application and for any subsequent applications, making the process tedious, time-consuming, and costly. Further concerned that the current manual application system is prone to delays and inconsistencies which may compromise the authenticity and the integrity of a certificate of good conduct. Cognizant that the importance of introducing an automated good conduct certification system, including the utilization of biometric fingerprint verification through the deployment of biometric kits, will enhance accuracy, security, and expediency in verifying individuals' record. Now, therefore, the Senate resolves that the National Police Service Commission, in collaboration with the Ministry of Interior and National Administration, to 1, develop and implement an automated good conduct certification system designed to streamline the issuance, renewal, and verification of certificates of good conduct. 2, incorporate advanced technologies such as biometric fingerprint recognition, data encryption, and secure communication protocols to ensure the accuracy of individual records. 3, establish decentralized service points and deploy